Today, I'm going to be going into all of the secrets that I have found and that you guys have helped me find in the new 0.12.2 Bloxburg Christmas update. I'm also going to be going into some of the small hidden details, things you might have skipped over. As you can see, I have quite a long line of things to talk about because surprisingly there are quite a few secrets in this update. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing has to do with the TV channel. One of you guys pointed out to me that the news reporters are wearing Christmas outfits. As you can see, the news reporters are wearing Santa hats. They also have the studio all decorated. We have some snowflakes, Christmas tree, we have some mugs. So I think it's very fun, and actually that's the same case for all of the channels. As you can see, Gordon Radish here, his kitchen is all decorated for Christmas. Same with Joanne the Night, there's a little bit of snow and some garland. The one thing that has stayed the same is the fireplace. And personally, I think it would be fun if we got like a Christmas Yule log to replace this channel during the Christmas season. Like imagine a living room with a fireplace. We don't just see inside the fireplace, but we also see some decorations. Like I think that could be fun to make things a little bit more special. And then also this channel is decorated for the winter time. And then this is kind of a double secret. One of you guys told me that the Santa channel did not return this year, and that was the case, but now if you come in Bloxburg, it's actually here. So I wonder if they forgot to add it, or maybe enough people were disappointed by it that they ended up adding it back, which is very exciting because I was sad that this channel was gone, but good thing it's back. The next kind of secret hidden detail has to do with this brand new pickup truck that we got in the new update. If you didn't know, if you go up to the back of the truck and press sit, you can actually sit in the bed of the truck, which is awesome. And then if you click on yourself, you can also open the tailgate of the truck, which is fun. I like that we can interact with it. But all of that you probably already know. But one thing that I did find interesting is that if we go to the description of the pickup truck, as you can see, it says this 2-seat pickup is the perfect truck. So originally when I saw this truck, I thought you couldn't sit in the back of it because it says a 2-seat pickup. But unless I'm just going crazy, that doesn't add up because you can sit in both the front seats and then you can also sit on both sides of the back. So I'm pretty sure maybe 2-seat pickup is referring to the type of truck. Like here it's 2-seater, since technically you're not supposed to sit in the back of a truck, and so they just added that as fun. So just so you know, if you read the description and think, well, you can't sit in the back of the truck, turns out you actually can. Moving on to the next kind of secret. It's not really a secret if you've used this, you probably know, but it works very similar to the snowmobile, for example. While you're on the snow, it is picking up the snow and shooting it out in this kind of effect here. So of course, if you were to go onto any other surface like the road, the concrete here, of course there's no snow to pick up, so it does not have that effect. Next thing on the list, which you probably know, is that you can make a snow angel now in Bloxburg. But what's special about this snow angel is, as you can see, as you stroke up and down, it starts to create the outline of the snow angel. Because like most things, like if I were to make a snowball, for example, as you can see, I'm doing an animation, and when I'm done, it just pops up in my hand. It doesn't actually form as I'm doing it. So it's pretty cool that as you make the snow angel, the outline pops up. And if you go ahead and start making a snow angel, and you decide to jump up, it's still gonna form the snow angel by itself, which is kind of interesting. And then the next kind of little secret, which I kind of already showed you, is if you go to make a snowball, the animation is now brand new, changed, much smoother. Same thing if you go to throw it, much better animation. I like how you can actually see the snowball really nicely. And then I believe the snowman animation is different as well. It definitely looks newer, it looks smoother, kind of like the new ones we've been getting. I've also done a little bit of testing, and surprisingly, it looks like if you sprint while making a snowman, you actually make it faster. And I tried it twice. Both times I built the very base of the snowman, it took me 2 seconds longer than it did when I sprinted. So that's a pretty cool thing. I didn't expect it to actually work. Also, I think it's so cool that some of you are copying the layout for my Christmas town. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad that I can help give you guys some ideas. But anyways, that was just a little fun fact I wanted to try since we didn't have the ability to sprint last Christmas. But anyways, the next secret has to do with this choo-choo train. It's kind of laggy right now, so it's kind of hard to see, but as you can see, if I press turn on, it will slowly start up, and then if I go to press turn off, it'll slowly slow down. Eventually, again, it's lagging, but once it catches up, it'll slowly slow down. I think it's really cool. So instead of just pressing turn on and turn off and it just immediately stops, I love how it'll slow down, and then it stays in that spot too. It doesn't teleport back to where it started when you place it in build mode, which is really cool. Yeah, for some reason, it's just laggy. Stuff is taking a long time to load. But if you read the description of the item, you probably already know this, but it is the perfect size to place a Christmas tree in the center of. So you can totally have a toy train that runs around the Christmas tree, which I absolutely love. I think that's so much fun. And then also, because they added this brand new toy train, the toy train that you can hold and play with has been remodeled. As you can see, it is remodeled to match this train engine here, which I think is nice. Overall, I definitely like this style of it more. It definitely looks much better. And then in the new update, as I'm sure you know, Bloxburg added 5 new materials. These are the 5 new materials that Bloxburg added. But if you go to materials, as you can see, they now added the exclamation mark, so it's nice and easy to tell which materials are new. They did not have that right away when the update came out. When I went to find them, you had to hunt for them. But I think this was definitely needed. It was definitely hard to remember what textures we already had and find the new ones, since there is quite a few now. So this is definitely helpful. They also added limited materials for the very first time. So as you can see, the 2 new snowflake textures have a little star next to them, indicating that they are special. They are limited to the Christmas season. Although these might be limited to all of winter, so December and January. But I thought that was pretty interesting that we now have limited materials. And then this isn't really a secret, just something I thought was interesting. The train lights up and the buildings light up. They're lit up during the day too. Night doesn't turn them on. They're just always lit up. But the reindeer isn't, which is kind of sad because I feel like you usually have your inflatables on at night, right? Well, not in Bloxburg, you have them on all day, but like in real life, inflatables usually blow up in the evening time. So it's kind of hard to see at night. I would have loved it to light up, but it is what it is. And as you can see, trains still lit up and buildings are still lit up during the day. Anyways, moving on to the next secret is that you can actually change the decal on this new calendar we got. So you can totally have like a Christmas advent calendar if you just search for like a Christmas decal. Obviously, any Christmas decal will work. Let's go ahead and go with this one. And it totally looks like you have a Christmas countdown, Christmas advent calendar. There's also a little agenda if you look closely on the calendar, which I think is fun. Like on this day, phone call or something and sleep, go to the grocery store, have some tea. It's all random stuff, but I think that's fun that they added some detail to it. Although at the same time, for aesthetics, part of me wishes there wasn't the red marking on it. I feel like it would look nicer, but I don't know. I could go either way. The next secret has to do with the backpack. It used to be down here, but it has now been moved to the little player icon here. And as you can see, next to skills is the backpack icon. So that is now where you will access your backpack. Next thing is in build mode, the special category is now bright red for Christmas. It used to be the same color as whatever color you had set in your settings, but now no matter what your color is, it is bright red for Christmas, and it will probably be another bright color for the other holidays. The next thing on the list is that the new games that they added, the Riverside Estates board game, the Extremers card game, and the Dollhouse are all multiplayer. So as you can see, Cinnabon here is playing the board game, and I can go ahead and press join, and as you can see, I can play it with him, which is pretty fun. He'll do his turn, and then it will be my turn. So I think that's really cool. Not only can you play together, but you can also take turns. And since we're sitting here at the board game, the next secret is that when you roll the dice, as you can see as I do here, and I move my character, I totally cheat. Like, excuse me, I went in the middle of the board. Like, I didn't even go past all of the spots. Like, I'm pretty sure that's cheating, but I guess if you don't tell anybody, nobody knows, so never mind, it's all good. But then as you can see, if I go to play in the dollhouse, now we're both adults, so we're massive, but if we were a kid, you could see better. But as you can see, we're both playing it, and the next secret has to do with, as you can see, there is an action figure Tom and an action figure Susan, if my arm would get out of the way. And depending on which side you're sitting in, is which character you play with. So as you can see, I'm moving around Tom, which is another secret, is that you can totally move around the dolls. As you can see, I put him in the chair. Now where is he? Now he's on the couch, and I'm gonna pick him up again and move him somewhere. And then if you sit on the right, you get to play with Susan. You get to put her on the bed. I think you put her in the bath as well, and then on the couch. So I think it's really cool that not only do you get to move the dolls around, but you can also totally play with somebody else. I think that factor is not anything necessarily we expected or even needed, but it's definitely a fun addition. And then, of course, it is also the same thing with the card game. The dollhouse is 2-player, but both the board game and the card game are 4 players. So we can totally play cards together, which is amazing for role-playing. Like, again, I just love it. Oh, and by the way, quick shout out to Cinnabon for helping me show you guys that. I really, really appreciate it. And then the next little secret is that you have a different animation when you play on the ground than when you play at a table. So as you can see, when I go to play here, I'm much more like laid back on the chair. And then if I sit on the ground, I am crisscross applesauce. And also, if you try to play a game on a table without a chair, it'll say there is no suitable chair found. So you have to either play it on the ground or play it at a table with chairs. It's the exact same thing with the card game. You're laid back on the chair at the table, and you're crisscross applesauce on the floor when you play on the floor. And then the dollhouse you cannot use on a table. So as you can see, it can only be used on ground. So that has to be played on the ground on your knees. Next secret has to do with, I was told that the toilet, there is a new sound effect for it. So if I go and turn my volume up and we go ahead and use this, I guess that is a new sound effect, right? I think there might be some other sound effects too. I have no idea where to look for them though. Like, I have no idea what items to even try to find sound effects. So if you find any more new sound effects, I'd love to know. And then the last secret at my plot before we move on to the rest of the town is the gift wrapping station. Bloxburg added some of the things that we've gotten in the past year. So for example, you can now wrap up a diary or a kid's book, or the sports glasses we got early 2023. There's the yo-yo, the painted horse, the watch, the 2 new dolls, Tom and Susan, the Extremers card game. They have all sorts of new things in here. The jump rope, power drill, there's modeling dough, wooden rocking horse, a lot of fun stuff. You can even give a bag of money now, and also some of the vehicles. So the Little Wheels Mega Cruise and Trike, or the Little Wheels Push Power Car. There's the professional camera. So I think it's cool that they gave us some new, more updated current items that would actually be better for gifting. So that's very fun. Anyways, I think that is all for the secrets on my plot. So let's go ahead and head into town. Somebody told me that there's something different about this job. Maybe it's a little bit smoother. I'm not exactly sure. It's kind of hard to tell. So who knows? It's very possible something's changed. It also doesn't help that I'm lagging. So like I will cut something, but it doesn't actually cut for like 5 more seconds. It's very annoying. But anyways, the next secret has to do with the brand new ice skating rink that they revamped in the last update. Of course, we have the new ice skating routine, dances and stuff, which is very fun. But then even just the normal ice skating animation has been redone. Okay, I'm running right now. That's not the correct animation. Here we go. This is the right animation. As you can see, it's redone. Very, very nice. I really like how it looks. And as you can see, there's kind of like hints of colors around. And if you look up at the top here, there's also the spotlights. Also, I just realized that they totally used the base of the light post, made it bigger, and then used the top of it and took out the candle. That's pretty funny. I totally just realized that. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. If I turn it to night, as you can see, the ice skating rink lights up and it is so magical. I love it at night so much. Like during the day, it's one thing, it's nice, but I so much prefer it at night when it's all nice and colorful. And we're almost done, but one of the last secrets has to do with the observatory. So when they added this new observatory in the summer, we got all of these summer constellations in the telescope. And when the fall update came, they didn't change it to fall. They just kept it the summer ones. But for winter, they did end up changing the winter constellations, which is cool. So for example, here is Gemini. So right now I'm looking at me. Oops. Okay. I was like, that's not supposed to be, but we can go ahead and look for Gemini. Of course, all of the year-round ones are still in here. Oh, there it is. As you can see, there's Gemini. So they have the winter constellations in there, which is very fun. I like how they changed it for the season. And then the next secret has to do with Santa's photo op over here. This year we have the Sleigh. The Sleigh is here. That was not there last year. I believe the reason this is, I believe it's teasing the Santa Sleigh trophy coming back, along with the description. If I go ahead and pull that up real quick. As you can see, the very last sentence says, and who knows, if luck is on your side, you might even encounter some elves and find some gifts that fell from Santa's sleigh. So obviously, Elbaphant is coming back. It has not started yet, as I'm sure you know. But it also says at the very end, find some gifts that fell from Santa's sleigh. And if you don't know what the Santa Sleigh trophy event was last year, Santa at some point late at night, I actually didn't do the event. I was out of town and I didn't even realize it was going on. But I believe it was maybe midnight or sometime late at night, Santa left and he just disappeared, and he would fly over the map and drop his sack of presents somewhere around the map. It was a random location, but if you went and found his sack of presents, you would get the Santa Sleigh trophy. So I believe when they say, and find some gifts that fall from Santa's sleigh, I believe that's teasing that event coming back, which is so exciting. I can't wait. So definitely something we can look forward to. And the very last thing I want to talk about is the advent calendar. Once again, as I'm sure you know, I've probably said that a lot, but there is the brand new advent calendar. I'm pretty confident this advent calendar has to do with the elf hunt whenever that starts, for many, many reasons. Number one, if you press open, the clue from this hatch will be revealed when the event starts. Clue being the clue to where the elf is once the elf hunt starts. Number two is there's this really tiny ladder with like tiny presents, so kind of signaling elf hunt. And I believe this whole event is going to start maybe like the 9th or 10th. As you can see, there's 15 doors and windows, so I would assume it's the 15 days up until Christmas. Hopefully it's not the 15 days up until Christmas Day, whereas in the last elf we find would be on Christmas Day. I don't really think Bloxburg would do that, especially because that's when the Santa Sleigh trophy event would probably start, because that's when it did last year. I mean, they obviously could change it. Maybe it goes on the same amount of time as the elf hunt, who knows. It would kind of make sense if it started on the 9th and ended on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and then 25th, the Santa's event stayed until the 30th when they get their New Year's update. If they follow the same pattern as last year, that would be my best guess. And then there's presents all around the advent calendar, and there's even 2 hidden in the tree. It could just be there to be fun, or it could be last year when they had the elf hunt, there was one elf that was sitting upside down on a tree over on the mountainside over there. And from what I remember, that was like one of the hardest elves to find, and it kind of like annoyed some people because like nobody expected an elf to be hanging upside down in a tree, so nobody was looking there. I believe it took a while. So that could just be like kind of like a little fun joke. I don't know, that was just something kind of extra that I threw in, but I just figured because the present's kind of like upside down hanging out of the tree in a very similar position to what the elf was. Obviously that's no significance. If they did it, it's just some fun little detail. Anyways, that was all of the secrets that I found and that you guys have helped me find in the new 0.12.2 Christmas Bloxburg update. Of course, if you find any more secrets, anything that they changed, please let me know. I would love to find out. Of course, if you find any other update secrets or hidden details, let me know down below. I cannot wait for the elf hunt to start, and especially the Santa Sleigh trophy. That sounds like so much fun. And of course, as soon as those events start, I will be making a video on them. How to complete the little Santa Sleigh adventure to get the trophy, where the elves are every day, what to give them. I will of course go over all of it. As always, if you enjoyed, thumbs up the video, consider subscribing, and have a very Merry Christmas season.